I am not a financial advisor. These videos are all meant for educational purposes only. All Complete Trader Academy videos are my personal opinion and perspective. Trading carries a high level of risk, and all results are your own responsibility. Please always demo first. Hey everybody, welcome back to CTA's Daily Review. Today's Friday, October 27, 2023. Hope you had a good week. So we had another bearish day, like I was mentioning, more so for the other assets. The NQ was kind of fucking around a little bit today. Let me just go right to the examples. I was mentioning dollar, maybe retracing into here, that imbalance. I didn't draw it, but just don't want too much shit on the chart, but that's why I did it. And then for it to come back up, for the amount of movement that happened today, the dollar should have been up here, to be honest with you, for us coming down. But we got pretty much, we came up to here. So we came down and then we came up to about here. So, and then also I was mentioning with Dow that this would come down and come back up here and then come back down. So what we did is, if I do an example like this, I mentioned it yesterday, watch the previous video so this makes sense. But if it doesn't come down first, then it would be coming back up right here and then coming down. So what we got today is this price came up, used this low, protected itself, retraced back up here, and then came down. And I don't know what possessed me. I didn't put the next zone. I thought I did it yesterday, but this gap right here. So the one we're in now, and this example is here. And then there should have been one here. I did not highlight that, but we went straight for that. So coming us down here, this is what I would have put. I didn't do it, but anyways, let's go through it here real quick. So it's the 4-hour chart. We gapped up with Nas, right? And they never came back until the rest of the day, and I knew they would fucking come back here. So it'll explain something in a second. So we retraced back, and we got back into the retracement from here to here. Is a fib right there. We took out that high right there, and then we came up deeper, and then I'll show you in a smaller time frame exactly, and then sold off from there, came into the opening gap right there in between these two right here. And I thought we would get lower, but they were acting so suspect and had no patience, had to cut that trade off. But as you can see here, we're slowly inching down, and we're coming down, obviously. You can see that. So let's see. And then, now we've got two oversold areas here. Probably a third one coming. If that's the case, then this could possibly get bullish structure coming soon. But I don't know if they're ready for the downside yet. I'm assuming they want to come get here. We'll see. But smaller time frame real quick. We'll try to explain this on the quicks here. Gapped up. Look at this. Big gas gap. Didn't even return. So they were building liquidity. Look at this. Higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low. Almost pretty much. So they took out that. But they kept that, right? So this is dangling the whole day. It's better on a smaller time frame than this 5-minute, but yeah, let's go to 1 minute. So understanding that we have down here, right? We have that gap there. And if you look on the 1 hour, the 15-minute, move this over a little bit. You can see here that high in the 15-minute chart here. And then up here, we don't hit the 88 or anything, but we do, what was it? I damn near forgot. Damn, man, I forgot. It was a 5-minute that made me see that. Hold on. I mean, you're pretty much, it decided to make a new high right here and take out the liquidity above, while S&P and Dow came down. So that was really suspect. And you can see right here, we get into these last up candles here. We seal price pretty much as well. And we tap into this hour wick right there, and we tap in it. And then as you can see to the right, very, just a couple points above the open of this hourly candle, and we tap in there, and then but before we do, I gotta go back to 1 minute. It's very hard to explain that area, but what was more important is that this was fucking choppy as shit and nasty. Nas decided to be a little bitch, and then S&P and Dow were performing the way I thought it would. So we were in a sell model, and we should have came down from here, but they decided to crack one more time up. So that was a crack in a correlation. Very choppy, very ugly for Nas here. Then took a couple losses trying to sell this, but I knew it would sell here. But came up and then finally broke down. You could have got in there. There's so many things to explain in options, but I can't even do it. 15-second chart. This is a minute chart, so I can't go sub minute. But you can see that the price it does tap into a 15-second imbalance right there. I use that, but on this chart, you could use it with the wick of that bearish. I'm sorry, yeah, with that bearish candle, with this popping up in price breaks down. You have another imbalance. Man, it's so ugly, dude. So that's an imbalance there on a 15-second chart as well. So the price doesn't. It stops dead in its tracks right there. And you got this on this time frame, the 1 minute. You have in the center of that wick, this wick right here. God, this is so stupid, bro. I swear, I wish they would stop doing that. I try to figure out a way to do it, and it just doesn't do anything. But 50% of that wick right there, you can see is also right there. See that? So that's another sell there. And the reason why I'm saying this is because we want to take sells for the number one reason of taking out that low right there. This is the 8:30 low of the news. So, for me, this is a number one target. And it doesn't have to take out that liquidity. It could bounce from here and retrace and then sell off again, which is what I was actually doing. So took the trade out and then took a buy here. This candle pops right back into this down candle here. You can see it, right? Every time I hover over something, bro, it's fucking, I don't understand, bro. I really don't fucking understand why they do that. Anyways, so this buy right here, this is a common pattern where you can retrace back up to take some liquidity and wipe sellers and then continue, right? But they didn't do that. So they left that dangled, all right? And then they decided to fucking keep going up. So it was a deeper retracement for this main leg. See this main leg with this fib here? Look on the hour chart. Look on the 15. You can see that range. We retraced all the way up deep and fucked everybody there, right? So me, when I take this out, okay, I do try to take a trade here to test it to see if I come down here to break this. Now this is my goal here. This liquidity right here is my number one goal after being here. Okay, so that doesn't pan out, obviously, right? And then the price so you take a loss, price keeps going up here. Then I take another loss right here because this takes out the liquidity. I'm like, all right, you guys want to be punks and go up one more time while S&P and Dow are having lower highs. I'm like, okay, cool, do what you got to do. Take another loss. I'm like, what's going on, man? So obviously they want to come up higher, squeeze people more out here from selling, and sure enough, they do. So you get a second drive up after the first, and then boom, beautiful. In that wick there, you got price action dipping in. I waited for that bearish candle to close. Once that bearish candle closed, my stop loss is above there. I don't want the next candle to. I mean, you can see this, right? I don't want the next candle, which is that one. I'm talking about this one right there. I don't want that to go above this first bearish candle or 50% of this wick at the least. That's the extreme for me. Obviously, it's over with if it breaks above there for me. I'll take the loss. I'd rather take the loss. So that being the case, sure pans out, and it sucked. You have to hold this. What's funny is that the 2 days that don't trade Dow, it's like beautiful. You'll see that in a second. It was beautiful. Whatever. This is the part of the game, right? So it's no big deal. You got to keep going, even when you take the small losses. You got to trust yourself and believe in your analysis. That's a big deal. Because I would have never been able to accomplish what I did today without believing in my analysis, which is, I'm telling you, is very, very key. So trust yourself. And then, otherwise, you see this gap right here, right? And I do have the gap down here, this big one. but I don't need that. What I needed is this right here. I wanted to seal that price. And you can see what's crazy is I have these two green levels right here. These are the two targets that I liked. Well, obviously, and this one here because it's the beginning of the opening gap right there. But I'll show you the trade from here because this is what I thought was really more important to understand. See, this is the reason why I would take this is because we have a divergence happening on right here on Nas. See how Nas comes above and takes out that high and goes above here? Well, here you got lower highs here, lower highs here. So we got weakness in the other assets. These were the leaders. And just a side bit, S&P is the average. So Dow is a wild horse and Nas is a wild horse. This is the pony that everybody follows because it is the most conservative. So everything bases off of S&P. But Dow is a wild horse and so is Nas. Nas will be not as wild as Dow in the sense of the manipulation part, I would say. But look, but today proved to show you that it's just as dirty as Dow. You know, I'm not saying S&P is not dirty or anything, but with here the ranges, they're bigger, but they're not really well made ranges in my opinion. I think they're just they have a good distance when you catch a move. Let's put it that way. But with Dow, you get more opportunity. I don't want to get sidetracked, but you did have a higher low here, from here and here. This was a higher low crack as well for Dow. I'm sorry, Nas. So that pushed us all the way up, and I had a feeling that was going to happen. So whatever. But I was married to this idea of being bearish, obviously, and then I'm just showing you that so it can explain this. So anyways, take the sell here. This buy stop right here. This should be down here, by the way. I'm lazy and I don't move it only because I know I'm going to manually take this out. So anyways, sell here, buy here, comes up here, take the sell down. Where's my minimum target for this trade? It's going to be obviously this liquidity that it built. They didn't do a good job of screenshotting here, but you can see the liquidity there. And then right there, when it opens, the high of the open gap right there, right? So don't get confused with these colors. It's, for some reason, when you overlap them, it just looks ugly. But that's why if I move this over, you can see it clearly more. That I moved this gap over. So it's right there. You can see it overlapping, right? So that's why right here I take the trade out right here. Because it bounces in, and then we're at 25% of the top 25% of it. But it's taking way too long, and to be honest, I need to be done. I'm flat out impatient. I could have waited for it to come lower here, but and look, I'm so glad I didn't. I mean, I could have, but I'm glad that I cut it off. Look how it hit this level. I'm gonna drag this out. See that? See how? Look at that shit. Look at it respecting it too. See that? The reason why I did that because that's the closure of that wick, not wick. It's the closure would be here, but you might not get the closure. Okay, you're on a 15-minute chart. See that? But here, I put it there as a minimum target, but I didn't wait. I couldn't wait. I said fuck that shit. But look, right there they seal it. So technically, this would have been your ringer, your final level. But I put this there for just in case I did hold it. But look how beautiful it comes down to all this area. So opening range gap, and then if you did a retracement here, a projection from this retracement from there to there, a half standard deviation would be right here, and you wouldn't have got it. So you want to kind of be above that, obviously. But this was more important, this level right here. But I just simply was impatient. So closing the trade here, just screenshotting it just so you can see it. Very confident in it coming down, obviously. And beautiful setup, man. And then I'll go real quick to Dow. So Dow, I didn't draw. Remember I mentioned I didn't draw the gap right there, and I should have. I didn't draw it yesterday, but my intention was coming down here. As you can see, the example was, instead of it coming down first, well, I put it coming down first, then coming up to here, and then down. So when it's down here, this would have been my next level here. But it did not come down first. It came up here and then sold off. So take a look at this. Pretty beautiful, beautiful shit, man. Take a look at this. I mean, Dow is super simple to me. Obviously because I'm used to trading it, but so we open up here with that little gap right there. Instead, my example said that it would come down, then come up to come down, right? So we didn't get that. Came up first, right? Gapped up right there, and then we came underneath it. Look how easy they gave it to you. I'm gonna go to 1 minute real quick, but I mean, look how smooth this shit was, man. I mean, damn. Why isn't Dow like this all the time? Look at this. So open up gap right there, and then comes up. Don't mind this. This is just a projection tool. So it comes up and hits. So this is 930. Not 930, I'm sorry. This is 923. Then we coming down here, and then look at 929 sells off, and then 930 pushes it down. Like super easy. This is what I would have loved to see with fucking with Nas. And dude, it came down. Where's your first target here? Let me just do this because people are probably like so used to seeing Dow with this. I would have been in this fucking right here. For sure. That's smooth right there. So you could have did this. You could have took it to this low here, or you could have took it to the negative half standard deviation. If you retrace from here to here, half standard deviation right there, 50, right? Because the whole algorithm is running off of 50 levels as well, right? You got to every 50 or every half 50 or quarter or 50 or 3/4 or full. So look at this. You could have took it to there, and then and if you wanted to take a trade back up, you could have waited for here. All right, got the range right here, and then the retracement back to the 50, 61. Right there would have been nice. So this would have been a nice buy right there. I even do that because that's what I would want to see. So 61 was nice. Could have did it to a 50 even. No big deal. But also the sell here, when you got this candle up here and it breaks down, starts breaking down, I would have took this shot too. Most likely. Right in there. Obviously coming down here. Now here's the thing. If you looked at previous price action, I'm gonna squinch this up. I know. Just give me a second, so you can really see this. So obviously the gap down here is a key factor. Even if you did the retracement with this from here to here, look how it came to the 2.5 standard deviation right there. Or 50% of the actual gap. You can see the 50% level. It damn near lays on it. I mean, look, we actually closed on it. We literally closed on the 50 level. Like, okay, so we came down inside, bounced off the 50, come underneath it, bounce right there, come above it, underneath it, come above it, bounce, closes. Look where it's closing. It's closing on the fucking level, literally. So that being said, these are your ideas down here. But as you see, if I was to show you the retracement from here, this retracement down also brings you to a 2 standard deviation, and it's literally right up below that that 50 level. Look at this. See this level right here? I'm measuring one of yesterday's retracements. See that? See how we took a sell yesterday, and that opening gap, that range down, if you project it, you can get the projection for today, and that would have been nice right there too. You could have measured this too as well if you want to take a look. This is a good learning opportunity. You can see what this says. Come on. Let me just switch this real quick. Okay, you can screenshot that if you want. And shy of the 1.5 right here, right? Came to the 1 here, but you didn't need this. I'm just trying to give you ideas, and you don't need to measure literally everything, but it still helps. But you don't need it. What you really needed is to get the idea of getting down here of that gap. 50% of that is a minimum, or obviously the high of the gap. It would be a minimum. But many ways to skin this cat, but very, very beautiful here. Especially with it tagging that open. I mean, oh my God, dude, like beautiful. So, yeah, retraces here, comes back down for another leg. Beautiful day there. Don't know what else I need to mention. Oh, did I show you dollar? Yeah, I did. I talked about it, right? But yeah, we did get that pretty much, but not what I expected. So the price, as I have it marked up here to come down, I knew that we would open up and probably retrace a little bit first, and then to come down, and then to go back up. So we didn't. We retraced, but we never. And we came back up. We came a little deeper, but we came down here, and we came back up here, and it stopped. So it's like it really has indecisive day. I really expected dollar to push up more than this, especially with the movement that we came down like it should have. But anyways, and then I mentioned this too, didn't I? Yeah. All right. So other than that, yeah, I want to make this video short. So, what am I expecting for next week? We got some non-farm shit going on. Listen, we're at the bottom. Let me rephrase that. We're not at a bottom, but we're at a place that we could possibly come down a little bit more and then buy back up. Right now, as far as I'm concerned, it's still definitely bearish. And I'm expecting to take out that low. So I'm not changing anything right now. Stick to the script. This is a sell model, came back up and it retraced. And we just stopped here. I'm expecting that for us to, I mean, here's the thing. Next week, it's a different ball game. We could pop back up into the previous week and seal price. I don't expect that for next week, but at the same time, because non-farm, it's very possible we come back to this level right here. This was a support and then turn resistance. You have an imbalance sitting in there. I'll even highlight it. And you're probably like, well, why didn't you expect that today? Well, because I'm expecting still lower pricing. That's why. But as we're reaching a bottom here, I'm not saying this is the bottom. I'm not trying to pick it or anything, but we have, I mean, if you were to come down on the weekly, I'm just doing NAS real quick. This is a nice liquidity point that could be possibly a target right here. I like it. That's for sure. And then you have an imbalance sitting in there. I mean, on this weekly chart right here. So, just gonna do that. So, do we the next week just open up and retrace a little bit, like on a Monday and Tuesday, come up and make the high of the week, kind of like how we did here with this week. We had the high here on Monday, and we had a high there on Tuesday. That was the high of the week, right? So are we going to get something similar? You see how we maybe pop down once first, and then, we do this. You know what I mean? And then, like, I don't know. Are we going to see this right there coming back up for that week chart? I mean, I'm obviously copying the exact same thing, which I do like it though. Or does this become support? And now the example I just gave, I would assume that's dollars in the same picture of that would assume that dollar is going to kind of retrace deeper. Okay, let me go to dollar. Fuck. That would assume that where we are right now, that, well, maybe dollar, I just gave you an example of it coming down first and then going up. So that means we would go up first and then come down. So let me just do this. So what's in this idea? That means we would pop up, type of shit, pop up and then come down into like right here as support, and then maybe it goes up later, right? But that would be the scenario I just gave of us retracing that high. Okay, all right. Hope that makes sense. So or do we? Is this support now and we go up? All right, we go up here, and then we come down again, which is in the same family of being bearish. Obviously, we're still talking about bearishness, right? And then if that's the case, then we would like come down first. Okay, we would come down first and then go up. All right, I don't know. Obviously, maybe that's a little too deep. Who knows? Could be like right here. I don't know. I'm just giving you ideas. All right, so that's that, and then if this becomes a real support, and let's just say now I'm bullish, like I'm gonna be going bullish now, like for real, and like this, like literally does this, type of shit. And we like get up here, then I'm gonna expect dollar to be coming down for real. Like it's just it's like it's coming here. Bounce off of that right there, support possible. Who knows? I don't know what direction it's gonna go, obviously, but that gives you the idea. So, other than that, I hope this helps. You guys take care till next week. God bless.